Hello everyone, it's MeShell, and on this Ark Genesis video, I'm going to be showing you about hexagons, some of the missions, and I'm also going to be opening some Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3 loot crates and show you what I get from opening them. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. One of the first things that you will need to do, first off, to get yourself acquainted with the game is go up to HLNA, hold down E, and go to Exchange Hexagons. When you start off in game, you're going to notice that there are a couple of things that you can actually buy from her already. And when you're a fresh new character in Genesis, you will need some of these things early on to help you progress. For example, hide will be something that is very, very important for you as a starting character, and so will some of the other materials that are listed below. And you can buy them with hexagons, and there's a couple of different ways that you can earn them as well too. Now, the top three pieces right here are Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3 loot crates, and you can see that the price goes up for each different tier. The Tier 1 is less expensive, Tier 2 is 20,000, Tier 3 is 35,000. And you can buy some other things as well too, like cryopods, all the way down to raw meat. So again, these are all priced by hexagons, and you get those by certain things in game that I'm going to go over right now with you all. So let's go ahead and get started. Another really easy way for you to get free hexagons is for you to every now and then look at your HLNA, and you can see that when I'm looking at it, it says press E to say hello. If I hold down E and I go up to say hello, it gives me free 300 hexagons. So check your HLNA every now and then so you can get free 300 hexagons. Another way for you to earn hexagons is by going up to these glitches here, and they appear purple on your map. And when you get close to it, you will notice that your HLNA little robot is looking right at it, and I cannot interact with her. When you go up to the glitches themselves, it wants you to hold E to fix the glitch. And if you look on the left hand side of my screen as I'm fixing this, you'll see that I get 1,000 hexagons. Another thing that you can do when you're in game is you can go in your inventory, go to the little icon with the exclamation point, and you can click on these missions here. You can see that I'm selected in the Arctic biome right here, and you can select a mission that you want, but if I go to the bog biome and I click on it, I cannot track the mission here. So you need to be selected in the biome that you are currently in. So I'm selected in the Arctic biome, I go over to searching the Frozone, and I track the mission. And you will see on your map that it shows you exactly where you need to go to complete a mission, and you need these in order to get hexagons. And again, there are different kinds of versions that you can pick. You can go from alpha, you can go to beta, and you can go to gamma. The more challenging the mission, the more hexagons you get, but again, the more challenging the mission is, the harder it is to complete it. So I'm going to start off with gamma, and I'm going to go from there. Select gamma, and we're going to go ahead and start the mission. Now, there's a couple of different kinds of missions that you can do in game as well too, and this one happens to be searching for these tiny little glitches that are in game. So depending on what you get in terms of missions, you will have different things that you need to do, different kind of task. And you can see down at the bottom that I have a little hand icon, and when I look away from where I need to go, it is red, and then when I look towards where I need to be, it highlights as a light green, almost a light blue. And you can see I go up here and I hit E to gather. And I'm looking around, and I can show you exactly that I need to go in this area. And you can see in the top right, with any kind of mission, you will have a time limit, and it also has objectives on the right hand side as well too. And I'm going to warn you all right now that some of these missions are a bit more challenging than others, and you will have to have certain kind of dinos in order to progress. So you need to make sure that you have the proper equipment for each kind of mission. Now, unfortunately, all of the missions do not have any kind of recommendations on what you need to actually bring to them, but you just need to go through trial and error and practice them out. I would recommend to go on what I call a naked run, where you have nothing on you at all. Test the mission out and see if it's actually doable before you bring any of your creatures in especially if they're high level and if you lose them.
That's the stuff, but we need heaps more.
So you can see now that I'm going to go ahead and gather this. And again, this is my Gamma searching for the Frozone mission. I'm going to go ahead and skip towards the end so I can show you exactly what I get, because you do get materials from doing some of the missions. And again, you get different amounts of hexagons depending on if you're doing Gamma, Alpha, or Beta. So let me show you exactly what I get. Alright, so there's the last piece that I need to gather. Let's go up here, hit E, and I get 2,775 hexagons. It showed up on the screen very quickly. I'm going to go in my inventory and show you exactly what I get here. And this is all of my materials. And one thing I want you to notice is that on my craftable items that I have, there's a little circle with a dash going through, like a cross. And I'm going to show you what that means a little bit later. But this is everything that I got here. And again, this is from doing Gamma. And again, you get different kinds of things from doing different amounts. And there's my hexagons in the top right. So you can see where they're collecting. This is the same mission on Beta, and I get 10,450 hexagons. So you get a bit more when you do the Beta. Remember, Gamma first, then Beta, then Alpha. And this is what I get. Quite good stuff here. And again, same mission, gather it, and I get 26,600 hexagons. So again, the Alpha will give you more hexagons, but it is way more challenging than any of the other tests that you can do. So you need to be prepared for that. There are other missions too that you can do. Some are a lot easier than others, but again, there are different types of missions. This one here happens to be a simple fishing mission that you can do. Again, I'm just showing you the different types of missions that there are that you can accomplish. So again, simple easy fishing, races that you can do around the map, and again, sometimes you'll be spawned on a creature and your objective will be to run through the hoops and race to the finish. Another type of mission is where you have to track the footprints in game so that you lead up to a creature that you can then fight. Go ahead and track the footprints on the ground and it will lead you up to the creature eventually. But be careful because the creature is very powerful. Another mission that you do is where you defend a creature that's in game and you have to lead it to a certain point. In this case, I'm escorting a frog, and you have to keep it safe from some of the other creatures that will come up and attack it. Another type of mission that you will do is you will have hordes in the game, and you have to kill off the creatures that are in the horde, and on the sides you can pick up different kind of weapons that are highlighted blue, and depending on what level of the horde you are on, what wave you are on, it will give you different kinds of weapons. Some of them will be better than others. But even on Gamma, you will get some creatures that spawn in that are very, very powerful and will attack and kill you easily. Now, I want to go ahead and save my favorite mission for last, which is Dodo Basketball. Now, I've already done this mission here, so I'm going to show you exactly what I get. If you were doing this for the first time, you would get a lot more hexagons than what I get here. And when this finishes up, I get exactly 75 hexagons, and I also get my rewards as well too, some stews. But when you do it for the first time, you'll get a lot more hexagons. So basically the game is going to make you do different missions in order for you to get even more hexagons. So make sure that you're not doing the same mission over and over again, because you won't get a lot. Alright, I'm back at base and I have a grinder right here, and there's something that I really wanted to show you all. So I'm going to take my equipment that I got from doing the missions themselves, and I'm going to go ahead and transfer all of that into the grinder here. And when you look at the equipment that you get, and I mentioned this before, you see that there is an X in the top right hand corner, and that is there for a reason. But some of the pre-built things that I put in there myself don't have that X. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on the grinder, and I'm going to go ahead and click on a metal door frame here. And when you click on the actual item, you can grind for materials, and you can see that when I grind down the door, I got metal back. I'm going to go ahead and grind the ceilings down as well too to show you that I get materials right here. Alright, so now when I click on one of the items with the X, you can see that I don't actually get the option to grind down these materials, and that is very interesting. So the materials that you get from the missions with the X on the top right means that you cannot grind them down, but I can take a metal door that I crafted and I can still grind that. So that is really interesting to point out. Alright, I'm going to go into my inventory and I'm going to show you that I saved up quite a bit of hexagons. So now it's time for us to go ahead and spend it. So let's go up to our HLNA. We're going to hold down E and go over to where it says Exchange Hexagons. And this is the Hexagon Exchange Market. And you can see that there are different things that you can buy. And you can see that there are prices for them as well too. This right here, an empty cryopod, cost 500 hexagons. And again, you can buy different things in the game. Notice the prices below. One element costs 2,000 hexagons, which is quite a bit of hexagons for just one little bit of element. And again, there are different things that you can buy. Hide is a good thing to buy, especially if you're early on in game with a fresh new character and you're trying to build a bed and you need some hide, because hide is hard to come by when you first start off. There are other things that you can buy too. Just notice how much hexagons it costs. One black pearl, 650. One electronic, 1,250. That's a lot. Some raw meat. You can buy berries too. But 1,250 is quite a bit right there. And we're going to start off with getting some of the loot crates here. And again, this is tier 3, which is 35,000, tier 2, 20,000, and tier 1, which is 10,000. So we're going to go ahead and buy 2 of each loot crate so that I can show you exactly what you get from each tier crate. So let's go back to her, and we're going to start off with the tier 1. Let's go ahead and buy that. And you can see that I did get a journeyman pike. For 10,000 hexagon, that is absolute garbage. That's trash. So we're going to go ahead and put this away, and we're going to try this one more time. Let's go ahead and buy a tier 1 again. And let's see what I get. Let's go into my inventory actually, and we'll look at it from there. Go into my inventory. I got 2 empty cryopods, some chitin and element dust. That's just crap. It's absolute crap.
Got some hexagons you're keen to
Like
spend.
2 cryopods cost 1,000, and the tier 1 crate costs 10,000 in general, so that's really not worth it at all. We're gonna go ahead and put this away so that I can show you what I get from a tier 2 crate. Alright, let's go up to exchange, and let's go ahead and buy the tier 2 loot crate. And that's what I got, but I'm going to go into my inventory to show you exactly what I get here. And I got a tech replicator, which, that's quite good. I got some built things, I got some spikes, I got some pillars, some metal, some polymer, and some meat jerky as well. But that tech replicator is the best thing that I got out of that. Let's go ahead and put this away into a different area so that you can see what I get from the tier 2 itself. Let's go to exchange, and we're going to buy another one.
Good day, Survivor. Here's what I've got.
Exit out of here. Let's go into my inventory. And another tech replicator. Polymer, mushroom, cemented paste, flour, jerky, etc. Alright, we're going to put this away as well too. And the last one that I've been waiting for is the tier 3 crate. So we're going to go up to HLNA, go to exchange hexagons, and we're going to buy a tier 3 for 35,000. And let's go into our inventory.
Let's do this again.
I got another tech replicator, 2 cryopods, some metal, jerky, black pearls, and element dust. That is not good at all. That's barely any better than the tier 2, because I got a tech replicator as well too. I was kind of hoping for something better. So we're going to buy this one more time, and hopefully it's better. Hopefully it's good.
Hexagon Exchange.
Exit out of here, and we're going to go into my inventory. Another tech replicator, and this is tier 3 again, a bunch of cryopods, some different kinds of foods, metal, cementing paste, element shards, polymer, steak. That's really not good at all. That's not worth it whatsoever. I'm gonna go ahead and take everything now. I'm gonna put everything into my inventory just to show you exactly what I got all together from 2 tier 1s, 2 tier 2s, and 2 tier 3 loot crates. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and put everything into the grinder here, and I wanted to show you something that you can actually grind down the tech replicator. I'm actually going to put one tech replicator in, and I'm going to select it, and you can actually grind it down. And you can see that I get some materials back. It's definitely not worth it to grind it down, but again, the stuff from the actual loot crates you can grind down, but the materials that you get from missions, the equipment you get from missions, you cannot grind down. And again, I got that cryopod from the loot crate, and I can grind that down too, even further, which is really interesting. But again, the rewards are not worth it. They're definitely not worth it. So I would recommend not grinding that down, because again, a tech replicator is actually worth it quite a bit more. But you can see that I tested here with some of the buildables that I got from the crates, and I can grind that down from materials. And again, you can grind down the stuff you get from the actual loot crates, but not the items from missions with the X on them. I thought that was pretty interesting there. One last little test that I wanted to do was put down a tech replicator, and I wanted to see if you could demolish it for the materials back, because if you can put it in the grinder, shouldn't you be able to select it and demolish it for materials? So I went ahead and put one down. But here's the thing, I am a fresh character in this, and I don't have the tech replicator learned, so I cannot access its inventory. But let's see if we can actually demolish it to get materials. And when I go ahead and demolish it, I get nothing. I get nothing. So it's actually worth it to put it into a grinder and get that crappy bit of material back than to demolish it, because you will get nothing, and that's a good test for you guys. Alright everybody, and that is how you work with hexagons, missions, and that is the loots in the game. Thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you next time.